Hi you guys, I'm back. I have been waiting to give my first impressions of this Calpack Laptop Connect Backpack. I bought this in January on sale on dealers.com. I had it shipped to me. And I carried it to work for about a month. And I didn't really have a lot of positive thoughts and feelings. And so I was like, well, let me wait till I actually take this on a trip. And so this past weekend, I went on a trip in Germany, but to another city 2 hours away on the train. And I had a hotel and everything. And I had to walk around the city. And so I thought this would be a great time to do my first impressions. And so really quick, I'm gonna give like a bag tour. You have these deep side pockets on both sides. You have a zipper pocket right here that opens up, and the inside does have a different color. You have these things right here. Actually, I don't think you can clip anything here. The back is a trolley, is a through trolley, and then it does have like a zipper on the inside. Excuse me, where you can make it like a little pocket. I don't know if you can really see that. And then at the top of it, you have these backpack straps, and then at the top, you have another slip pocket. I find this very useful. I like this. And I also like to be able to carry it like this. And this was a selling feature for me because my other backpack, the Bricks backpack I talk a lot about on my other videos, was smaller than this, but on the Bricks backpack that has the double handles, which I really love. And then in the main compartment, it's very huge, opens up very wide, it's deep. And there's a laptop sleeve on the back, and then a zip right here. So I'm gonna briefly show you what fits. I would say this backpack can hold around like 25 to 30 liters. This is not me pulling from the website, this is just eyeballing it. And I'm gonna show you really quick what can fit inside. Okay, really quick. I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro, but it's in the case because I put it in the case. I keep mine in this case. Comes up like here. Okay, can still fasten it down. Some fragrance. I believe this is a 16-ounce Yeti tumbler. This is a book. Okay, pretty thick book. This is a Bricks, what's it called? Doc kit or a cosmetic bag. I can't think of the real name right now. A journal. I'm gonna put this journal down here in the front. A big luscious scarf, but hold on. And then I have some shoes. Shoes, normally I would put these in like a shoe sleeve. I would put this in like a shoe sleeve, but that's okay. I put these shoes in here, all in the main compartment. Actually, the scarf won't fit. So I didn't actually end up putting the scarf in. That's kind of like a big scarf. It's more like a stole, but this is it packed. So I probably could have packed it better, you know, just trying to show you like really quick what will fit in here. If I didn't have the shoes in here, I'm 100% sure the scarf would fit. These are some random on clouds. Maybe if I didn't have this in here, the scarf would also fit. And then like a tumbler, the notebook, the book. This is like a 50 ml fragrance, and then of course the laptop. So I feel like if it's a decent amount, and if I was really invested in packing it super well, I'm sure I could carry more stuff, but I just grabbed some stuff from downstairs just to like quickly show you what will fit. So I'm gonna insert some pictures of my Calpack Connect Backpack on my actual luggage. So let's start with some pros, some things that I actually liked about it. So actually, before we get into the pros and cons, really quick, let's talk about Calpack as a brand. So I first purchased my first Calpack item. It was a pink rolling luggage. I took it to Paris with me in 2019. And I also took it with me, I think, to Morocco in 2016. Actually, no, I didn't. I don't think I did. Just 2019. But that Calpack luggage, it didn't break. I just got rid of it and decided to get something else, a different color or whatever. Try a different luggage brand. Unfortunately, Calpack has gone, in the past 10 years, has gone through several rebrands. And I have not really purchased anything from Calpack since 2019. So this is 2026. And I recently bought this backpack, partly because my bricks one broke and I was having trouble finding it a replacement, and I saw this on sale on Dillard's and thought I would give it a try. So unfortunately, when brands rebrand a lot, like every 2 years, every 3 years, rebranding, or they're switching presidents, or like so many things are happening, I feel like usually the product suffers because there's no like consistency. And so one of the things I did not like about the Calpack Connect Backpack when I was using it as a commuter bag, like taking it to work, I don't want to say commuter because I just drive to work, and I found it too spacious for like every day. Which is funny because sometimes I feel like my bricks one was too small, but I felt like this bag was too big, so I feel like it's a bit of the Goldilocks situation, where like maybe I'm just never satisfied. And I also felt like the straps weren't that secure, like they kept sliding off my body. But because I'm just going from the car to the building to the car, like I could just grab it by the 2 top handles. And so for whatever reason, I didn't really like love it. It was okay. I was like, let me wait for the trip. So for the trip, it being spacious was perfect because I packed like a Lululemon crossbody bag in my bag. I had extra underwear and bathing suits because I went to a spa. Like it was perfect that it was so spacious. So what was a con as like a work bag was a pro as a travel bag. And also one of the pros was the color, because like when you're in hotels or like you're in a sea of other luggage, my luggage stands out, and I like that because I feel like it's less likely for me to leave it or less likely for me to get it. Forget it. On to the cons as a travel backpack. I didn't really like the experience of it as a backpack, and that sounds strange. For me, I just don't love it, and I was hoping that I would love it for the sake of I already own it, I pay for it. I feel like it's okay. Regular price is 95 USD. I paid 60. And I don't feel like it's a terrible bag, but I feel like it's in the middle and doesn't really stand out enough for me. But these are just my first impressions, and so this summer, I'm considering going to Italy or France for like a longer trip, more than 3 days, like a longer extended trip. And so I'm thinking about taking this backpack and like using it more. So I think for me, I just don't like the backpack experience. I feel like it's sliding off me. I do have slopey shoulders. I don't have boxy shoulders. But I feel like the material and just the straps are not really that secure, or maybe it's just too much space right here. Like it's just too much space, but if you have a coat, it's fine. It fit perfectly over a puffer coat. But yes, those are my thoughts. I don't feel super, I don't like the backpack, okay? I'm just gonna come out and say I don't like the backpack, but I'm gonna give it more time. Sometimes you need more time to see how you feel about a product, what you feel about anything. And then once I got to the hotel, I didn't want to use it again, right? It just sat there as like storage or like luggage in the hotel, right? I didn't carry it around, but I didn't want that. Because this, when it's full, is like luggage more than it is a backpack. And so I think I didn't like the experience of it as a backpack, but I kind of like the experience of this as luggage, if that makes sense. And carrying the top handles and putting it on my trolley. I have my suitcase here. Like, I like the experience of it as luggage more than a backpack. So those are my first impressions. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. But I like it in some ways. I think I like how spacious it is, and I like the color. I think I need more time. So this is February. I think after I travel across Europe and maybe Italy, go to more places with this backpack, I will feel differently maybe, but I'm not sure. But that's that. And I wanted to talk about Tumi. So let me see if I can put this on my lap. So this is a 30-inch Tumi luggage. I'm just showing you the color. I bought this at this point maybe 2 years ago. And this is the luggage that I flew to Germany with. So when I got on my flight to Germany, I could only take 2 pieces of luggage. It's a longer story about why that was the case, but I could only take 2 suitcases. So it was this and then my pink duffel bag that I love to death. And so basically I had just got this luggage 6 or 7 months before I moved to Germany. And so I really hadn't used it. And so I drove across the country. I didn't fly across the country when it was time for me to move. But a family member recently asked me about Tumi luggage, and I realized I had never given my opinion before, and kind of just want to tag this on at the end of this Calpack video. So this was my first time kind of using this luggage in Europe, okay? So when I flew over, I went to the hotel for a week, and then I got into my apartment in Germany, and then my suitcase never really left my house. And then when I did travel in Europe, I would do day trips. So I'd have my one little backpack, 12-liter backpack, and that was it from like 3 a.m. to 3 a.m. the next day. And so most of the traveling I've done in Europe have been one-day, extended one-day trips. Not that many overnight trips. Like November, I went on an overnight trip. 2 weeks ago, I did an overnight trip. You know, so like I'm slowly doing more and more overnight trips. But I don't want to fly right now. I think it's cool to try and do like the European lifestyle, like do trains, right? I'm trying my best to like do trains, buses, boats, you know, like do things that are not just flying. So when I went on my most recent trip, instead of taking a duffel bag on the train, I took this luggage. So I think it was not good on cobblestones, but the wheels are still intact. Like, I do wish this handle, like came up higher, because when I had the Calpack backpack on it, it like took up a lot of space. I do like the soft to the touch, like rubber, whatever they have here. And then after my trip, I did wipe it down. So this is the 19 degree and this like deep maroon purple color, which is really nice. So I'm gonna show you a close-up of the wheels. I feel like the wheels look good, right? There were some cobblestones, but I did not fill this luggage up to the brim. So if I felt like it was too heavy, I just picked it up. I didn't bother to, I didn't really bother to drag it upstairs or drag it over cobblestones. I just lifted it up. But I didn't fill my suitcase to the brim on purpose, because I knew that, I know how Europe is, and there's a lot of stairs, not always elevators. So I made sure to not fill up this suitcase. And then with the Calpack, I felt like this was better as luggage to me. And I also put clothes in here too for the spa I was gonna do, so I could just have front desk, watch my big luggage, take this to the spa with me, and still have all the clothes and stuff I needed. So overall, this is also like my first impressions of Tumi. I'm gonna be honest, I'm in my 30s and I've never had a piece of luggage be with me more than 3 or 4 years. Whether it's broken, or I'm tired of looking at it, or it's not functional, or yada yada yada, you know. And unfortunately, I am not one of those people who are light packers, backpack only 3, 4, 5 days. I aspire to be one of those people, but so far I'm just not. And I really hate buying things I already own. You can just buy deodorant when you get there. I'm like, I already have deodorant at the house. You can just buy a toothbrush. I'm like, I already own toothbrushes. So I'm the type of person, like, I prefer to have my own things with me, thus bigger luggage. So I am planning like an extended train tour. I'm talking like, I want to take the train to Italy. So that's like 20 plus hours. That's not like, and so I am debating on if I will take the Tumi or not. I think the pros are the space, and it is a hard shell. It does open up like this or like this if you lay it on the ground. I'm not particularly hard on my luggage, but I'm not particularly light either. And like, yes, Tumi is expensive. I did not pay full price, which is why I think I'm okay that it has scratches and dents. So I don't really believe in babying luggage, and I am not a luggage loyalist. Like, I have brands that I like, but if they don't produce a good product, I'm on to the next. I don't continue to buy or keep products that don't work for me. For example, I love the brand Bricks. Like, I have the backpack I love. I have this I really love from them, you know. But right now I don't have a rolling luggage from Bricks. I had one and I didn't like it, and so I'm hesitant to rebuy a Bricks rolling luggage, and it just is what it is, you know. And so for Tumi, I heard good things about their luggage, and when I was looking at Remova, which is like the aluminum brand, at that time, this was like 3 years ago, I found out that they are owned by LVMH, which is the parent company to Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, and a bunch of other brands. And that turned me off Remova because it didn't feel special anymore. That's owned by a conglomerate that cares about money and not really quality. So this is a tangent. I'm actually gonna try and find clips. So I went to a Tumi and a Remova store when I went to Disneyland in like 2023, and the stores were literally connected, and I was literally going back and forth comparing Tumi to Remova right then there in the store, and I felt like Tumi was a luggage brand. This is what they do. This is their bread and their butter. They're not doing anything else. They don't care about anything else. They're not here to like be the brand. The brand is the quality of their product, and that's deeply connected. Versus I feel like Remova over the years has become like low-key like a hype beast brand instead of like, is it really about the luggage? I don't know. So, and then I definitely heard of more issues with their luggage and being repaired and things like that, and breaking and snapping the past 5 years than I've had about Tumi. So I understand that Tumi's not that attractive because they don't have that many bright colors. It's not really like super Instagrammable or super like social media friendly, but I think for me, I don't really care about that. But I did want like a not boring color. Like, I didn't want black. I did want like a nice color, like something that was a little more girly, a little more feminine. So to wrap up my thoughts on Tumi, I like it so far. I don't love it. I don't feel loyal to Tumi. And I feel like I need more trips with this bag, because really I've used it maybe, let's be generous, let's say 5 times. It looks great, but like, it hasn't stood the test of time because it's still too like new. And so I did recently purchase a new Tumi luggage, same 30-inch 19-degree style, but in a different color. So I ordered it online, so I really haven't seen the color in person, so I'm a little worried about that, but it should be like a grayish purple type. I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see when it gets here how much I like it. But I just realized I never really spoke about Tumi. I never really gave my thoughts. I did have an ex-boyfriend who was obsessed with Tumi, and I didn't really know anything about Tumi before then, and I think that's where it started. But I think I wasn't willing to buy Tumi under any conditions. I am only buying Tumi on sale and when I feel like it. Basically, like, I feel like I have so many other things that I love buying more than luggage, to be honest. And then I don't use the Tumi every day. But when it was time for me to come to Germany, it was my biggest suitcase. It's the 30-inch. And so I have been going to the gym, and that going to the gym has helped me lift my luggage up all the steps going up and down the train station and up and down the steps at my hotel. So I might just have to be a strong girl and carry my luggage. I did take taxis from like the train station to the spa, you know, like when it was necessary. I didn't schlep my luggage, my rolling luggage, a 40-minute walk across the city in Europe on my recent trip. I did not do that. I did utilize taxis and really plan and strategize, but I've had a lot of luggage. I would say a lot, maybe a decent amount, not a lot, a decent amount of luggage in my life. And I do feel like Tumi is sturdy. This one that I have, it's sturdy and it's reliable and it's practical. And that's what I really care about. We'll see what happens when I get the new one. It's also a 30-inch. I am considering maybe a 20-inch or 21-inch, but I don't think it's going to be Tumi because of the price. I don't believe the price is worth it. I think if you're going to pay a lot of money for luggage, you might as well get the biggest one. But also for me, I don't know if I could commit to being a light packer. And I think that's the bigger issue. I think if I had a 21-inch luggage, I don't know if I would use it because I'm kind of like, I'm always like, I need more space. 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 So I like Tumi, don't love it. I would not buy Tumi under any conditions. I would just wait for the price that I want to pay. I would do Vinted, eBay. Like, I would not Poshmark. I would not like break my back for anything Tumi. I do have a Tumi backpack, and I think that's also okay. I think it's very heavy. It's not my favorite backpack. I like the like camouflage on it, but like if I had a son or somebody or a nephew, I could give it away. Like, I'm not really married to it, you know. I'm just like, I wanted the experience of having it. It was okay. I don't think it's actually that good of a travel backpack because I think it's a little too heavy. I prefer light backpacks. Anyways, wrapping up, this was rambling. Wrapping up my thoughts. I don't love this either. Okay, I don't love this either. It's my first impressions. I don't love this either, but just like the Tumi, I feel like I need a few more trips under my belt to really give a verdict. If I were to tell you anything about this right now, I would say look for more reviews and really think about you as a traveler. And I think this is not, I think for me, this is going to be luggage that I pack, that I use to pack to get me to my destination. And then I pack again when I leave. And that when this is going to be sitting in the hotel, waiting for my next transition and not a day backpack that I run around the city with. And I think for me, I was hoping for the latter, which is why I'm disappointed. I hope that makes sense. More travel luggage videos to come because I feel like I'm missing, I'm like Goldilocks, I'm missing the perfect backpack. My old backpack had a hole in it, and so perhaps I should just rebuy that one instead of like trying to find new backpacks. But traveling is tricky because it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Everything has to fit together. Anyways, I'm done. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye.